After his pivot from adult films to online content creation, this little bear became a rising star. Sadly, his career would spiral out of control due to rampant McGriddle burger abuse and a one-night stand with former YouTube CEO Susan Wojcik. This is YouTubers Before Time. Hey there guys, back at it again with another episode of YouTubers That Time Forgot. This one kinda hits home from watching this guy for like years now. Even though I've kind of stepped away from him, he still made some quality content back in the day. The man, the bear himself, Teddy Rubskin. So Teddy made his online debut around 2008, though from what I've heard in live streams he's been doing puppeteering and short films long before YouTube. His earlier videos involved still images of his puppet while talking about certain subjects, usually movies.
Today I'm going to be reviewing Terminator Salvation, which is technically Terminator 4, if you're counting. And this one is the first movie to take place in the post-apocalyptic future, what they've been talking about through all the other movies, you know. And it's pretty fucking cool. Like, the whole world is burnt to the ground, and Christian Bale is leading a bunch of these survivor guys hiding in underground bunkers and fighting the army of Terminators, and there's a shitload of Terminators, let me tell you, in all shapes and sizes.
There's something refreshing about how candid and relaxed he was during his vids. I mean, I swear, if I hear another 24-hour-long video essay where someone says, and then it changed everything, in that tone again, the 10-minute time limit was a blessing in disguise, I swear. One of his more iconic web series was Mission McGriddle Burger, which basically chronicled Ted's plan to travel to every McDonald's in his area, usually between breakfast and lunch hour, and request the servers to make him a McGriddle burger, which is basically a hamburger patty between two McGriddle buns. You'd be surprised how many McDonald's restaurants did that. I remember trying that years ago at one of my Mickey D's, and they actually made it, and it wasn't too bad. Like, the sweetness of the bun kind of complements the savoriness of the burger patty, and it's just delicious. Alright, so over the years, he would add more to his wheelhouse and increase his production value. And then around 2009 and 10, he started actually using full motion video footage of his bear puppet, instead of just still images like he did in his 2008 videos. And I think that was the time I started watching him. Maybe a little bit later. I don't know, it's been forever. I'm getting too old for this, man. He also made some more content outside of movie reviews, such as a food review show called Snack Time, which is pretty self-explanatory, and more game reviews under the moniker The Pugnacious Sega Genesis Geek. Clearly an AVGN clone, but he was more self-aware of it, and he didn't really rant as much as the nerd. Teddy always swore in some of his prior videos, too, so you can't really call him a clone. More like a parody.
It's gonna go like this, right? Yeah, fucking found this game that's a turd. Yeah, so we're gonna fucking rip off the nerd. Do a goddamn motherfucking shitty video game review. But we're gonna do it on the goddamn Sega Genesis, cause it does things that Nintendo don't do. Yeah, cause I'm the pugnacious Sega Genesis geek. Pugnacious means angry, you know. Yeah, I'm a pugnacious Sega Genesis geek. What? I found it in a fucking thesaurus, you know.
Though he did make a VHS review series based off of Red Letter Media's Wheel of the Worst, but instead of a wheel, he rolled dice to pick movies, and while the Sega Genesis Geek was sort of meta-irony, especially since the series came out around the end of the AVGN reviewer boom of like the mid to early 2000s. But his Wheel of the Worst style vid was kind of just a blatant ripoff of RLM's Wheel of the Worst. That's probably why he didn't make more than 2 of them. So things were looking up for old Teddy. He had a loyal fan base, appeared on other content creators' channels, Hell, he even had a fan-made video game that made me want to perform an act of domestic terror in Fortnite because it was so flippin' difficult. What more could you want? Though despite the sky being the limit for Teddy, destruction was looming overhead, in the form of a Christian-themed superhero, no less. Actually, let me give a little bit more context. So, for years Teddy would do streams and videos, and a lot of times he would riff certain pieces of media he found funny. Usually while getting high as a kite, mind you. But there was a Christian edutainment show called Bible Man that Teddy made videos of in the past, and like I said, streamed a lot of. And apparently at B&H Publishing, the company behind Bible Man, decided that some stoner making parody content of their IP just wouldn't do. So they served up 3 copyright strikes to our boy Ted, and his channel was promptly taken down around June of 2020. Now, to say that this set Teddy back nearly a decade was an understatement. Years of his hard work and the fruits of his labor just gone due to vindictiveness. But despite the massive setback, Teddy's loyal fan base managed to back up most, if not all, of his content onto an archives channel. Though, as a Christmas miracle, he would return with a new channel around December of the same year. And now that leads us to basically modern Teddy Rubskin. Things have been kind of business as usual. He's gotten into a spat with a D-list locale by the name of Jared Genesis, a fat need who basically just goes online and picks fights with people for attention. Honestly, I don't want to talk about this guy, give him more attention than he actually deserves, you know? So let's just move on. Nowadays, he doesn't really upload as often as he used to, and instead just decides to stream. Mostly just riffs and reactions with his co-hosts, but recently he's been doing an event called the Collectible Card Clash Tournament. That's right, it's all Ks. 4 Ks. He also seems to be pivoting into drama/political streaming because he's made a hit piece about TJ Kirk a while back and went after Vouch a few times. So it's really hard to pin down this dude's creative process and how he works on content. He's like a weed man, so he just tokes up and lets the dank skunk Bubba Kush guide him, I guess. I don't know. I don't do that. Like, I remember years ago he wanted money to like build a robot for his puppet. Like, not some sort of a freaking cosplay piece, like a fully functional mech or his little bear puppet to pilot. Honestly, a lot of his streams tend to just kind of blur into each other. I think that's the reason why his popularity is kind of plateaued. Like, most of his streams barely climb over a few hundred views. But honestly, I don't really think Teddy cares all that much, nor should he. From what I've seen, he seems to not be monetized or shilling in any way. Teddy's just that kind of guy who just seems to be doing it for fun now, and more power to him. He's just keeping it fucking real. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, or don't. And I will see you guys next time.